Well, guys, made it out here to beautiful Texas. Every time I come here, it seems like it's always sunny and 75. The weather is beautiful out here. We're a couple weeks out from Mud Knots, and I made it all the way out here to ATM Forged with Mark, the owner, the mastermind behind the smoothie wheel. These beautiful wheels he's got here on the Expedition, over here on this Razor, over here on this mega truck. I mean, you guys, there's so much cool stuff here that we can't even fit it all in one, but we're going to try. So here's another episode of In the Wild. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe and tell me how I'm doing in the comments. So thanks for coming on the show, Mark.
Appreciate it.
Tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into the wheel business.
Well, I've been in this industry for almost 40 years, off and on with four-wheelers, of course, when they first started, and then going into the side-by-sides. I always like something a little bit different. And so I love wheels. I love custom things. And I was like, you know, what better way? Being an entrepreneur, I'll go ahead and come out and design my own deal and kind of go after the UTV market. And that's what we're aiming for. So
what we got, the other big wheel companies, there's JTX, and I mean, there's so many, MSA, System 3. What sets your wheels aside from something like that? Are these wheels more like custom order or limited? Like, what made you come up with your designs and stuff like that?
I wanted something a little bit different out of the box. You know, I wanted to think outside the box. I wanted something, if you call me up and say, hey, Mark, I've got a vision of what, you know, I've seen some wheels, but I want to incorporate a couple other things. We'll do you a one-off set, you know, for you, and you'll be the only one that has that exact set versus an MSE or a GTX or a KG1 where it's a mass production wheel.
Right.
Or you can get, you know, you can drive down the trail and see 5 of that same set.
Yeah.
I want to be unique. I want you to be the only one that has that exact set for you and what your vision is of, you know, what you want to put on your side-by-side or four-wheeler.
That's super cool. Like you said, you know, you pull up to the Mud Park. Nationals is literally right around the corner, and you'll see 75 different machines with the same wheel.
Going the same direction. where we kind of stand out a little bit different is we will cut your wheels, if they are a directional wheel, you're going to have a left set and a right set. So they're going to flow the way the vehicle is flowing versus having all 4 lefts or all 4 rights.
Oh, so that's kind of the secret, huh?
We're trying to. Plus, our thickness of our wheel from the center bore out to the hub, or the barrel is what they call it, is the same thickness all the way through. So you don't have to worry about any warping or any bending in the wheel at any time.
Dang, that's pretty cool. I ride a lot in Kentucky, and I know that if I bought some, you know, high-dollar wheels and I run up on a rock somewhere and I dented one, I'd be pretty upset.
I would too.
So how thick are the wheels? Because they look pretty meaty. Like, they look like a heavy-duty wheel.
They're designed behind a truck to withstand the weight of a truck or the durability of a truck.
Okay.
On a side-by-side or a four-wheeler. Our center bore is about 1 3/4 inch thickness, and then it tapers down to about 3/4 thickness, and it stays all the way true all the way out, where my competitors or the other people that are out there, and I'm not going to say any names, but
right.
The other people that are out there, they thin them down to about 3/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch thickness. And on our race bikes that are 400 or 500 horsepower, they tend to have a little bit of warping or bending towards the barrel area, just because there's so much torque, you know, that's coming out of these ATVs or side-by-sides,
right,
that they tend to bend a little bit. And I wanted to prevent that, and I didn't want to have customers calling me back worrying about, hey, my wheel bent or my wheel warped, or, you know, so I'd just rather do it the right way the first time and not have to worry about it.
That's super cool, because you see it, like, there's other wheels. Like, I had an issue with my MSA wheels because the lip where the tire mounts,
yeah,
it would get like a rock or something. You'd stuff it in there just a little bit, like nothing high speed or anything, but it would stuff in there just a little bit, and then it would cut.
Yep.
Where it locks the bead.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's always the issue that I had with the wheels. But how long have you been in the off-road community?
About 30 years.
God dang. He's been in this thing as long as I've been alive, dang near. Not calling you old or anything.
Hey, it is what it is.
So when you first started riding, I know, like, I hung out with Kevin Bird, and he was talking to me about, like, the wheel sizes and the tire sizes. How do you keep up with how big the wheels have gotten? Because you see a lot of 24s, but now you see 6s, 8s. Some, I think I seen a set of 30-inch wheels the other day for a side-by-side. Like, how is that trying to keep up with the current market? Like, do you feel like you're ever falling behind, or is it more like, hey, ATM, this is what I'm looking to do. Can we make this happen?
We'll make it happen. I mean, my Mega's got 30x16s on it. On that particular wheel, the Expedition has 24x10s. The Pro XP has 2612s on it, so we can adapt to whatever that you're looking for. Talking about Kevin Bird, great guy, phenomenal guy, been in the business a long time, knows everything there is about racing, and he's kind of been in those areas to help me out as well, getting ideas of what we need to put out. Along with Kevin Bird, PATV, we just finished up a set of wheels for Brent on his race bike.
Black and red, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I seen them things. They look sick.
Yeah, those are some sexy wheels. That's our newest design. It's called the Stiletto. And Brent came to us, seen the wheel at OPE. He's like, I want those. Can you cut them? We're building a brand new bike that nobody's ever seen, and we made it happen for him. And we're actually going to have it at Orange Beach Invasion next week in Alabama, and we'll have it at our display booth at Mud Nationals as well.
Oh, you guys are a vendor down there?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. So I see your center caps are all different.
Yes.
What is the process behind that design? Like, if I gave you like my waiter guy, could you put that on a center cap?
All day.
Dang.
Yep. And that doesn't cost anything extra. So any center caps that you want on there, you can do our logo, your logo, a phrase, wording, as long as that we can get a clean image or a JPEG or even a PDF of that image, we'll put it on there. We just had a client of ours that did, he was a Marine. We did the Marine logo on a center cap for his dually. It came out sick.
Dang, that's super cool. I like the attention to detail in your wheels. Like I'm kind of a fan of the polished stuff, but when you mud ride, all you do is tear them up fast.
Yep.
So I like the finish that you guys have on your wheels. I think that's what draws me to your wheel the most, is the finish.
Oh.
Because, like, I don't understand, I'm just a dumb truck driver. So I don't understand, like, the depth or the thickness of the wheel or how that affects it. But when I look at them, it's like, these are different. They have that class to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we try to have that again, just that unique finish on them, which is all powder coated. We can color match if you want them to match your truck or a car, or if you got something that is powder coated on your side-by-side or four-wheeler, we'll match the color as well on there. We can do a single color like on the Expedition. We can do a multicolor, which is like on the wheels we did for PATV. We can do 3, 4, 5 colors of different powder coats. Yeah. So it's kind of time consuming, but it's that difference that we stand out from that makes it unique for you and for that one rider, instead of, again, seeing that same wheel on the trail 15, 20 different times.
Right. So I see the Razor over here, the Expedition. Is it safe to say that you're a Polaris guy?
No, I like Can-Am too. I've got 3 Can-Ams back here as well.
Oh, geez.
They're just not in the picture right now. But no, I like them all. It just happened to be the Expedition was the newest thing, which I have had a few Defenders. And the Expedition, man, the seating in it, the room for back passengers and front passengers, I just couldn't beat it. And of course, the wife loving the HVAC in it, and it makes it nice.
Yeah, I really like the Expeditions, and I like the enclosure on the back.
Yeah.
Because nothing is worse than climbing up onto your side-by-side, opening the cooler, and finding out somewhere along the way it got opened. And now you open this thing, and everything's covered in mud.
Yeah. And the nice thing about the enclosure, too, which we're about to finish up, hopefully before Mud Nationals, is putting in our full stereo system in the back, kind of like an old SUV where you fill it all back up with speakers, open the front windshield. That's a big port in there. All the LEDs and the Starlight headliner that we have in there, it'll all be nice.
Yeah, that's super sick. I like your flavor with it. Like, everything seems to have a flow.
Yeah.
How did you decide, like, the white camo on here, the white camo on there, the white camo on the Mega? It's like, how did you come up with your own flavor?
Everybody's got the regular camo. Of course, the Dolph camo is a big deal now, which I have on my F350. I have a triple black Dolph camo, which, that was kind of the first one of being out. And I wanted to stand out a little bit different and have the fleet look the same when we're rolling down the road. So I was like, man, let me just look at snow camo. And
Yeah.
I found this, put the snow camo on the Expedition first, and I was like, man, that looked pretty good. So I powder coated all the parts on it, white, gray, or two different shades of gray, shade of white to kind of go with it. And then the Mega came along, and I put the white camo on the Mega. And of course, everything was already white and gray on it. And then I just bought the Pro XP to build as our race bike. And I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and finish it off and put the white camo in it, and it all goes together. It looks good going down the road, and when we're sitting out display, it all, it catches everybody's attention.
Right, because it's all got that flow.
That's it. It's subtle, but it stands out.
Right. Like you see a lot of, like, I'm guilty. My machine's black with mermaid candy, so like a blue.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just, there's so many black and blue bikes everywhere. So it's like, well, now what do I do? So talking about like the mud game, is that majority of what you ride? Or do you do like the mountain stuff?
Mainly mud and water, but I've started riding in the mountains, in the rocks, kind of like we just got back from King of Hammers. And so here in the next month or two, I will be definitely building a bike that'll be for the rocks, mountains, and all those as well. I'm trying to figure out a way that I can build some wheels that I'm not going to tear up too bad because it costs me a lot of money, even though it's, our company.
Yeah.
But again, I want something that I can go out there and beat up that still will look good, even if it's beat up.
Yeah, I think that's probably the hardest part, is finding something that looks good beat up.
Yeah.
What was your experience like at Hammers?
Man, it was awesome. So that's my second time out there. I went there quite a while back, but this time was more of a riding experience and being able to pit. We helped Whiskey Biz out there with their pit. We helped Ryan, I can't think of his last name, Ballgraves out there, and we helped a couple other riders during the pit session, which we did mid-pit, which was out in the middle of the mountains. There was snow out there at one time, during the day, which was pretty cool. But to see, a couple 100,000 people out there doing the same thing you love to do, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely a spot that I would like to travel out there. I'm not a big rock guy. I live out in the rocks, and I can't wait to pack up and get out of there. So between the mud riding and, you said Orange Beach Invasion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you had all three events, Hammers, Nationals, Orange Beach Invasion, the Off-Road Product Expo, all those landed on the same weekend, where are you going?
I'm probably going to Mud Nationals, and I'm sending my wife and somebody else with my stuff to the other ones. We're gonna conquer them all that weekend, for sure. But I love the mud riding, and that's what these bikes are. Everything that I have is themed after, and that's my market. So that's where I'm going to go. But again, King of Hammers was definitely a different experience, where we're going to try to come out with a beadlock wheel for that style riding, which that's what I'm actually in production with right now. Then I'm going to see how it works out on this new. Actually, we're going to do a K&M X3, and it's going to have the beadlock wheels, the first design of ATM beadlocks.
Yeah, I think Rockzilla, they have a corner on the market in the rock game,
mm-hmm.
but their 17-inch or their 37-inch tire is only made for a 17-inch wheel.
Yep.
And the idea of finding a 17-inch wheel that looks good, almost impossible.
Yeah. Well, the thing behind the rock game of doing that is the beadlock. Again, most of them are only a certain size, which I'm going to build a 20, a 22, and a 24-inch beadlock. So you can get a little bit bigger tire, or if you want to go to a truck tire, like a Nitto or whatever it might be, you can get to that and still have a big wheel that looks clean. You don't have to worry about fitting over a portal. But again, you can get to that if you want to lift it up a little bit, like with the long travel kits. You can get to a 40-inch tire, a 42-inch tire, or a 46-inch tire
right.
for the rock slide, for the rock style buggy, and that's what I'm going to go for.
Oh, because then you're taking a truck tire
mm-hmm.
and then stuffing it under a buggy that's still on a beadlock.
Yep.
Dang, I like that. That's a killer idea. I've always asked everybody that does rocks. It's like, knock on wood, I've been extremely blessed. I haven't had any portal malfunctions. But I always ask people, like, why don't you go to such a bigger tire with, a heavier carcass, or a 10-ply tire or 14-ply? And the simple answer really is that there's no wheels made for side-by-sides.
That's it.
Without buying a bunch of adapters or, you know, then you got spacers, adapters. Now you're making weak points everywhere. So then you're killing the idea of the tire.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
pretty slick. I appreciate that because I also I like running the big wheels, but I've always wondered if there was ever going to be a big wheel bead lock.
Yeah. So again, it's just some trial and error. We got to find out where our weak points are. We all want to make sure. Again, when I come out with the wheel, I'm gonna make sure it's strong, it's durable. The only thing is, again, with forged aluminum, it is more expensive than a steel or a cast wheel that you get. Like with MSA, you know, their wheels are cast, so they produce, you know, thousands at a time. Where, you know, I don't have that big of a bankroll to produce 1,000 wheels at a time, especially at the forged wheel market.
Right.
But again, we want to have something that's going to be cool, cool design, but at the same time, that thickness on that beadlock that'll take the abuse that it needs to when you're in the rocks or bad trees or, you know, whatever it might be. So
super killer idea. I like that. So with Mud Nationals coming up, what do you look forward to the most? Like, are you more of like a trail? I know you guys are setting up a vendor booth.
Yep.
And obviously that's super important, but like, do you like doing the trail riding stuff, or are you like a racer?
The XP Pro XP behind us is our new race bike, but I'm more trail. I like being in the mud, the water. Last year, if anybody's seen us out there, we flipped the Mega in the river at Mud Nationals. But
Dang.
you know, being a good old Honda, all you had to do is drain the fuel and the oil out of it, put new gas, new oil, and we kept riding all weekend.
I didn't get that lucky. You know the little pond where they have that runoff.
Yeah.
Well, I was
Beaver
coming.
Pond.
Yeah, so I came up that step and I was on 37s, and it was Saturday afternoon. Everybody was hyping me up. They were like, "You got this." I thought I had it, and I did, kind of, all the way until the front end came up the step.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lady had walked out in front of me, so I hit the brake. And I created my own wave, and my own wave came back through the snorkels.
Oh, man.
And then I had to get winched out the other way. It was an awful time. But I agree with you. I like doing the riding through the trail stuff way more. The racing there is super cool because it's unique, and they do the 3 wide.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, last year was so dang hot.
Yeah, that hot and dusty, but they've changed some things up at the park. You know, Sabine is an awesome park to ride at. We just partnered up with General Sam's here in Huntsville to help them revive that park again, because that's the OG park of Texas is General Sam.
Really?
Yeah, it's up in Huntsville, about 45 minutes from here. It's about 800 acres. We just did Muddy Gras 2 weekends ago, but you know, we had some bad weather, had 30-degree weather and pouring down raining, so
Yeah.
it made it a rough time, but we made the best of it. And
Yeah, I was just hanging out with Scott and Jessica Carney.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out Lost Riders.
Yeah, Lost Riders.
If you're going riding in the trails, download the app. It's
Have.
good for you. It's good for your group. It's good if you lose your group. It's good if you lose your bike. It's good if you lose your campsite at 4:30 in the morning. You can pin everything. And if you download it, use code Dirty Rides and get you a week free and try it out. See if you like it. And they really do appreciate, you know, feedback. So if you have any comments on it, make sure to hit the button that says it's either leave a review or leave a comment. But either way, Scott and Jessica, they will definitely get back to you.
Yeah, great people, great friends of ours. They made it down for I can't say enough for the appreciation the people came out and backed us up and basically just promoted for us within the last few weeks that were helping us out, get the park going and bringing people out. WTF did. Scott and Jessica making their trip even as long as it was for them. But, you know, we love them. And Trail Edition for Cody coming down and helping us out, doing some video, helped us out a lot. Brittany with Thumper Fab. All these people are so great that's in this mud community. We're just one big family, and that's what's awesome about riding is you meet the best people out here on the trail that'll help you no matter what, and all of a sudden, you know, you have a couple trail beverages and y'all are family.
Yeah. It seems like if you can pull up and talk to somebody for 5 minutes, 80% of the time, you'll find out that they're great people.
Yeah, and you become family with them, and you know, again, all these people from different states coming to ride with us, or like when we go to Bogs and Boulders, you know, to go ride with them, go ride with Bo, you know, Chicken Man, Chicken Sean.
Oh yeah,
we'll go ride with them, or you know, like this weekend coming up, going to the event in what is it? Can't even think of the park.
I don't know. I'm tapped out on events right now because I'm still waiting to. Well, I'll pick my machine up on the way back or the way to Mud Nationals.
Okay.
Because I popped the motor and Alan Booty, Triage Garage,
Awesome people.
CW Motorsports. They stepped up this year. They really helped me out putting that thing back together. And, you know, like you said, the whole community as a whole.
Yeah.
Jam up people, like solid human beings, from the people who work the front gate to the people who work the excavator to help you load up after a rough weekend.
You hate seeing those people, but they're great to have there to be able to help you out.
Yeah, you see the excavator coming out, somebody's going to need some help.
Yeah. Or if you see somebody with a four-wheeler pulling a trailer down a trail that you normally don't, you know where they're going. So
yeah, last year at Sabine, the craziest. So last year at Sabine was my first time mud riding, like down in your area, and we had seen a F-250, a trailer, and a bike on it, but the bike had fallen off the trailer in between the truck and the trailer.
Oh man!
All the windows were rolled down, and it was abandoned, and we're like, this is it. Yeah, it's never good when you see something where it shouldn't be.
Yeah, for sure. And that seems to be way everywhere. But you know, again, the way that these that we're building these bikes, the size of them, the big tires. You know, John Michael the other day was talking about his new ATM or his new Defender that he's building, and for his family. And he's showing his other bike behind him, which has 50s on it. And, you know, 46s, 48s, 50s, 52s is like the standard now,
yeah,
you know, for being out here in side-by-side. And, you know, I feel, even though I got 44s on the Expedition, I'm like, that's a small tire, you know, compared to what's out there riding around.
Yeah, last year I was super hyped. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do 6-inch portals and a 44-inch tire, and I'm going to be a smidge smaller than the Joneses. And now the Joneses went to a 56.
Yeah.
And I was like, God dang, now I'm a small tire again.
Yeah. Oh, we built the race bike, and I've got 48s on it, and I take it to, you know, these two events that we had the past 2 weekends, and that's a mid-tire class now instead of a large tire class. And I'm like, man, now I gotta jump up to the 56s on the bike, and I think I'm gonna take the 48s and put them on the Expedition.
Jesus.
And then you got 74s like on the Mega.
I keep looking at that thing. That thing looks like a blast to ride in. What is that powered by?
The stock Honda motor.
God bless.
83 horsepower.
It doesn't go very fast, but it is fun, huh?
Oh yeah, and it'll run over and crumple whatever you want. We actually did a display out here, or a video for the TikTok on it about 4 or 5 months ago, where we crushed a car out here in the yard.
Dang, that's super cool. That thing's massive. What made you build a Mega?
I love Megas, man. It's just something different. It's a completely different community, still a great community. But I started out with the Mega trucks, and which we've had a couple of those, and you know, the Mega side by side. It's kind of that in between loophole where the parks won't allow Mega trucks, but they'll allow side by sides. So you got a Mega side by side.
That's one hell of a loophole.
Yeah. But yeah, every park allows a side-by-side in it, which is considered still a side-by-side with a side-by-side motor in it. So,
fair enough.
Yeah, we get to travel around the nation and have fun. And you know, the most take I get out of it is for the kids. You know, they come up to it and they're like, have the wow factor and want to climb on it and take pictures. And that's what it's all about. Is, you know, I was a little kid, you know, looking up, you know, Bigfoot when I was, you know, a little kid, going to watch the monster jams and stuff like that. And now, you know, I've been blessed to be able to afford something where I can have something like that or even bigger, and be able to see the other little kids. So that's what's cool about it.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet. Yeah, I just keep looking at that thing because it's 4-door. I mean, the wheels are probably, what size did you say the wheels are?
30 by 16s.
Jeez.
Well, when you come out to Mud Nats, you're gonna have to go out and ride with us in it.
All right, I'm down for that, for sure.
Do some live video, and we'll run over some trees and go in about 10, 15 foot of water out in the creek. And
oh man, that's one thing that I definitely have learned with my machine, is that it's not a boat. Yeah. So with the summer coming up and all these events starting to kick off, what is your favorite, I'll say your top 3 favorite parks?
Favorite park right now, locally, would probably be Sabine. Just because there's such good trail riding. I mean, you can literally be there all weekend and not ride the same trail. Bogs and Boulders is a good one. We like traveling to Alabama for that. And then going to Florida to Perry to Iron Horse for the big stuff, for the megas.
Yeah.
It's not a big park, but it's designed to go out there in mud and have a really good time, and it's organized as well. Like there's no riding after 9 o'clock, so you don't have to worry about, you know, if you're riding down the road or whatever, somebody's going to run you over or run your kids over or whatever it might be. But I would have to say those 3 places are probably my best of right now. 4, of course, would have to be General Sam's, just because I'm a part of it and we're redoing it. But it's definitely going to be on the top of my list here shortly, just by all the work that everybody's putting into it over there. And it's got like almost 70 miles worth of trails.
Wow.
Just in that park, but we're recutting them, redesigning everything. So it'll definitely be a great park here in Texas. Within the next probably 4 or 5 months, I'm sure.
Wow. So with you helping redesign the park, is there any like secret hints you got for us, or anything cool that you guys are doing to make it different, or is it just from the ground up, just getting rebuilt?
So we're redoing all the trails that are already there. We're adding some new ones. Of course, over the past couple months that I've been there, we've built the new race course for the small tire course, the medium tire or the big tire course, and then the mega pit. So we're redoing those because we want to get the racing there that General Sam's has never pulled in, and we want to be a part of that race community that's so big now.
Right.
We're building a bounty course, or a bounty off-road course, which will have some trees, tires, rocks, so you'll have a little bit of everything to go ride through there. And then we're also building a rock area for like Jeeps and rock crawlers, which there's a big community here in Texas, but they all have to go to either Austin or go to Oklahoma or something like that to see.
Yeah, up to Disney. Have you ever been up to
I haven't.
To Disney?
I haven't.
It's one of them places where I'd love to go to watch.
Gotcha.
I'm not interested in doing anything. I think they got one called like Viagra. They got some of their rock climbs, I mean, they literally look like a straight wall.
Oh, yeah.
And you just see people launch up them, and it's like, I'm good. Hard pass.
Yeah. I want to be up top or at the bottom watching. I don't want to be the in-between.
That's a good way to look at it. I don't want to be up top or on the bottom. Yeah. Or I want to be up top or on the bottom, not in between. Yeah. That's pretty slick.
Yep.
So, what else you got for us today?
Man, just I want to appreciate you all coming out here and, you know, taking a look at some of my rides out here, you know, promoting our wheels. We're trying to get out there as much as we can. I'm trying to be at every event. Again, trying to do something different with ATM Forged. Please follow us on social media, Facebook.
And their link will be below for all their social medias. Facebook, TikTok. You guys got a YouTube?
Instagram. I'm starting a YouTube page next week.
Yep.
Which I have Cody that's going to be helping me out with that as well. You know, we're trying to get on all the social media platforms, just be in front of everybody, and you know, we want everybody to take a look at our product and see what we have and see how we're different. I'm not going to say we're the best out there, but we are at the top for sure, and we are doing something unique, and we'll cater to, you know, a one-off build versus where a lot of these other people won't, or if they do, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, and that's where I'm trying to be different. I want it to be affordable for everybody.
Yeah. Honestly, that's one of the biggest reasons why I haven't done like a classier wheel setup, because I'm just not ready for the sticker shock.
It is. It gets you. I mean, you know, it's, even though I've had a lot of other people's wheels on my stuff, it is that, you know, just that price point when you get to $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, $12,000 for a set of wheels on your toy, you know, a lot of people can't afford that or don't want to spend that type of money.
Well, look at the used side-by-side market. You could either spend 12 grand on a set of wheels, or you go buy a whole nother machine, really.
Yeah, there you go. And the biggest thing too that I'm doing a little bit different than anybody else is we offer financing on our wheels too. So, you know, good credit, bad credit, whatever it is, if you can't fork out all the cash at one time, we're going to help you out with the financing with, you know, really good rates. And you know, we want you to be able to ride, which, you know, our phrase is come roll on us. So,
yeah.
You know, and that's what we want. We want the side-by-side market, and that's what I'm gunning for.
Yeah. Like I said, I love you guys' wheels. I love what you guys are doing, and it's refreshing to see a different flavor.
Yeah.
Instead of, like we were talking about in the beginning, you know, you pull up to a park, 75 of the same folks running the same way.
Yep. I think one of the biggest differences that comes from me as well is I've been in this community for so long, and I'm out there riding every weekend, where a lot of the owners of these companies, they don't ride side by sides. They don't know anything about them. They
Right.
don't care anything about them. They're not out there getting muddy, helping people. We're out there every weekend, week in, out. My wife and I, the family, whoever else it is, you know, Scott and Jessica, you know, again, we all ride with all of them everywhere. And, you know, we're out on the trails. We want to show what our stuff will do and prove, you know, our worth out there as well.
That's really cool. And I think that's what also sets you guys aside, is that you guys, like, I think I definitely remember seeing you in the trails last year at Nats. And, you know, that huge props to you guys and your flowers for that. Like, actually getting in the community and being a part of the community before you're just some guy on the internet like, oh, those wheels are junk, buy ours instead.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to bash any wheels out there. Like I said, the only thing it's different is I am out there. My wife's out there with me. We're out there riding all the time. And that's what we love to do every weekend. And again, like we said a while ago, you know, it's a big family. And, you know, what better way of helping each other out and, you know, getting our product out there than being in front of people like you, people at Mud Nationals or these different events and showing what we can do.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely a different strategy.
Yeah.
That's real. Like, it's really refreshing as a consumer to see that it's not just some page on the internet where you could click shop now.
Yep. Yeah, we want you to definitely see what we have, and you know, I'm always open for critiques or, you know, different ideas of things that come up. Kind of like I had a friend of mine, actually Ryan, that I was talking about earlier, that did King of Hammers. He sent me a text and he kind of gave me the ideas of some different bead locks for the bigger wheels, and so that's where we're going to try to collaborate with doing that as well. He has Misfit Motorsports, and he builds a lot of cool stuff, but he's more in the King of Hammer rock game, like where you come from. He loves doing that stuff, so we're going to try to incorporate some of those things in the mud world and the rock world with, you know, my nice wheels with that beadlock style, and hopefully it'll collaborate pretty well.
Yeah. Do you think that there's a huge market for beadlocks like in the bounty racing stuff?
Yeah, I do. I think there's going to be, but we have to, again, in the racing world, we have to keep that weight down, because we're trying to work with Mike LaFleur right now with WTF for his big bike, and you know, trying to build him some forged wheels, crush locks or bead locks that's going to be lightweight, and you know, that it still will do what he needs to do with his bike.
That's super cool. And I know he mud races that thing. In the past, everything. He's done the bounty course with it. He trail rides that thing.
Yep.
I'm excited to see that thing dialed in and making a way.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have something ready for him for Mud Nationals. If not, it'll be maybe a couple weeks after, but we're trying to come up with something really cool, a different, unique design. I'm probably going to do something with the Mega because I want to drop some weight. I mean, like my wheel and tire on that bike, just on one corner, weighs about 900 pounds. So I've got 3,200 pounds worth of wheel and tires on there. So if I can cut, you know, a couple hundred pounds each corner, that'll help.
So you just pick them things up and carry them through the yard, huh?
No. we have to use a skid steer or a forklift for them.
Yeah, I could imagine. I think the last thing that I want to talk about today that has been really unique that I've seen that I really like is your smoothie wheels.
Oh yeah.
What was the idea behind that?
Jason over at Houston Motorsports wanted to come up with something unique, blending together with Umperfab, and he sent me a picture of a wheel of actually on a Chevy truck.
Yeah.
And like a Steely.
Yep.
And I was like, man, that'd be cool. So he sent another picture of a flat wheel, a black flat wheel, and had their logo on it. And he's like, can you do it? And I was like, man, I'll try. And so anyway, we put it together. I got with my engineer, my designer, and the biggest feat of trying to put this together was have the cap match the whole rest of the wheel so the logo could be seen all the way through. And usually it takes us to cut one of our wheels, it takes us about 2.5 3 hours to do a complete wheel. Just the etching and the etching of the cap took us almost a week per wheel.
Wow.
But everything, if you get to take a look at the wheel, you can look at our website or Thumpfab's website or any of those. If you see that wheel, every piece of the etching matches all the way through. It's just a continuous flow. And I couldn't be more happy with those wheels coming out the way they did. I mean, they were sick.
Yeah, the smoothies were killer. Yeah. I seen those, and like we were talking about before, like the uniqueness, that was top notch.
Yeah.
It was killer to see a smoothie wheel.
Yeah, if I do another set like that, I would like to see, versus the black and machined, I would like to see a 2-color combination so it pops, kind of like the wheels we did for for a PATV with that, like that black and that red.
Yeah.
I'd love to see somebody that wants a smoothie, or you know, if maybe you want to do a smoothie at some time, and we come up with a cool design for that that'll pops like that. That'd be sick.
Yeah, it would be sick. A black, like a black lip of the wheel and barrel, and then maybe like a mermaid candy dish.
That'd be nice.
Because then the darkness of the wheel would really suck it in, and it'd look like a floating tire on just a Steely.
Yeah, pretty much. And then do your cap with whatever logo you want with that black on that exterior, just to pop out of it. You give it that 3D look to it.
That'd be killer.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to get together, make something happen.
I can see that one in the future here pretty quick.
Yeah, me too. Well, I know that you got to load up and get ready to go ride.
Yep.
Hector's ride that'll be past by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
So I hope you all have fun and enjoy it, and I'll catch you at Mud Nationals.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's been a pleasure sitting here in beautiful Florida, dang near.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sunny, 75, so I guess I'm going to hit probably like a Raising Cane's or something on the way out of here. Maybe stop for some barbecue. And
Raising Cane's right down the street, a couple miles. But yeah, hey, enjoy this weather today, because tomorrow it's going to be like 90 degrees here. And then it'll be 35 or 40 in the next couple of days. So yeah, that's the Texas weather for you.
Yeah. Hopefully it rains a whole lot in the next 2 weeks. It's been looking kind of dry out here.
Well, Mud Nationals, I was just up that way the other day at by Sabine, and they had quite a bit of rain, and the river's up right now too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had, well, during our event at Muddy Gras 2 weeks ago, we had that storm for 3 days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, forget about all that rain, and the cooler temperatures help a lot too.
Yep.
Keeping that moisture in.
That's it. So it'll be nice, I'm sure.
Well, hopefully. So I'll catch you on the next one, and
yes, sir.
See you at Mud Nationals.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. Yep, thank you.